We were saying earlier, yesterday, we came on the air. 3 people were killed in Reno. 5 people were injured at that casino or just outside. And then something happened in New York and everything went away. New York is the epicenter of stuff. So 4 people were killed in a mass shooting, including a officer. And this guy, and I don't use their names, he was disturbed. It's the only way to say it. I mean, the guy was nuts. There's no politics here. Crazy. Said he had CT. I think that was the big go-to is he thinks he has CT. That's the brain, being hit so many times that it's through concussions and through repetitive motion, like football players, hockey players and stuff. Some of them suffer, but football players tend to be the ones. And it's also it's kind of an odd thing with football players. Like, not all of them, but, no doubt that there's some, and Junior Seau, we talked about it in the first hour. If you guys don't know Junior Seau, arguably the second or third greatest linebacker, maybe of all time, played with the Chargers, who was struggling so much, the ringing in his ears, his head was never straight. He took a shotgun to his chest and left a note that said, "Study my brain," which is awful. Awful. So, but this guy didn't play football and professionally. Didn't even play in college. And he was looking, by the sounds of it, for the NFL. And now they're going to switch over to Vegas to see what he was doing in New York. Was it just the NFL? How did he get there? He drove a car? Where did he get the car? Guy's supposed to be mentally disturbed. Why does he have a gun? Why did they say, hey, you know what? You can be a private dick, right? Because that's what supposedly he had gotten his license, and they gave him a concealed carry. That was the other thing that was just so weird. So, but I don't think there's no politics here. The guy was unstable. He had a 3-page handwritten note, I guess, about the NFL and you can't beat them, and talking about some of the other players that had committed suicide, including one, a former Steeler, who drank antifreeze to commit suicide in 2006. So, tragedy, yes, all around. Guy was mental as could be. Same thing, I can almost guarantee you in Michigan, the minute they get into court after finding out about this guy who stabbed everybody, he's mentally disturbed. He wasn't a terrorist act. He's mentally disturbed. In and out of mental hospitals for years. Arrested on numerous occasions for all kinds of issues, from Michigan through into Florida and elsewhere. He was disturbed. It wasn't a terrorist act. It was a person who needed to be in a position where he can't interact with the public. That's it. And he did. I guess a couple weeks before, he held a knife on somebody. They let him go. And I was telling Bell, he stabbed 11 people, and he's actually got bail. I mean, he's not out, but they granted him bail. It was $100,000, I think. $100,000. He couldn't come up with $1. But he needs help. We have a lot of people that are mental. A lot of people that are disturbed in serious ways. And unfortunately, we've got no mental space for him. And I know Trump is working on his executive order to try to clean up the homeless. A lot of that is mental illness. We're not talking about somebody missed a paycheck, has got a kid, who's in a shelter. We're talking about people that are truly mentally ill. And that person, yesterday, absolutely. And I think he was trying to get to the NFL offices, and he got off on the wrong one. I think it was Blackstone. So, killed one of their employees, 4 total, including a police officer. And it's horrible. But somebody not only slipped through the cracks, was given a gun, a concealed carry license. Just crazy. Just insane. I tell you what. And yes, several of you have chimed in about. So if you guys haven't heard, Kayleen Maxwell may testify, may not testify. Who knows? Today she may, tomorrow she may not. By this evening she will. She's got her wants. It's like she's got a rider, like she's in a concert. Hey, Belle, you did what's the weirdest rider you ever saw?
I never saw the riders that often, but there are a few times where I would have to help provide if like the promoter missed something, but there was never anything that odd. I think that, there's that famous story about Van Halen requiring no M&Ms in the backstage area.
Did they do that on purpose just to see if they would?
They did it on purpose because there was a point where their setup, the promoter did not properly have the building rigged, and their equipment caused $100,000 worth of damage that they had to pay.
Oh.
So they put that into the rider to see if they got backstage, there were brown M&Ms. This guy hasn't read the rider, and we may be in for a financial butt kicking. So the road manager knew to go to him and go, "You haven't read this thing, and if any damages occur, you're eating them, not us."
Oh, man. Look at that. That's kind of funny, though. Just to see if somebody would do it.
It was just a simple way for them to see if the promoter bothered to read the rider or not.
No, and if it costs you $100,000 too.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. I mean, but that's interesting. That whole thing. What she wants, she's got I want this. Even if she does, right? Let's just say for the sake, and I don't know if she will or won't. Even if she does, it doesn't matter. You can't believe a word she says. Her goal is to get out of, she's asking every day, what's my get out of jail free card? What is it? What's my get out of jail? What do I have to say? Who do I have to say did something, didn't do something to get out of here? Who is that person? And, that's, so you can't believe it. So somebody, just release the damn files. Release them. And we'll all get on with our lives. And for Trump, dude, you can hate it all you want, brother. You pushed some of this. Your FBI director and his second in charge, Barney Fife, pushed a whole bunch of this as well. You made this a big deal that you were going to be transparent. You were going to get the deep state. This is pretty much, if you think it's what you've pitched us, because two things happen. Either there's some real stuff here or you lied the entire time and you knew it. And stop talking about it. Just say, look, we're going to work to get every single file out there. But think about this for a second. They're just kind of releasing files. We got those files from, Martin Luther King, which everybody pretty much knew. The family didn't want out there. Still waiting for Robert Kennedy. And we never got all of the files for JFK. So how many years has it been? Is anybody still alive that would even have worked on that? That you could, just in case something happened? Oh, probably not. No. One Hit Wonder Wednesday tomorrow. We're getting your text because we're formulating them. We're going to have our big One Hit Wonder. We do it every Wednesday. So we take a song, we focus on it, we have a little bit of fun. So you can text the program. Bell, tell everybody the text line.
615-737-9986. If you're numerically challenged, it's WWTN.
WWTN. There you go. If you're numerically challenged.
What if you're alphabetically challenged?
Well, then you're
screwed. It's 9986.
Right? You know who you people are. Probably have your jitterbug. They still have those?
Jitterbugs?
Yeah.
What are those?
Jitterbug phones? You don't remember those?
Uh-uh.
That's the phone where it's like, it's a phone, but it's got big buttons.
Oh.
Remember when your mom would get older and you get the phone with the big buttons, or your grandmother? Oh, my Lord. This is what I love. Everybody's got a grandmother, a great-grandmother that would call the house on the answering machine when you first got an answering machine. And you would say, hey, it's the Bensons. We're not here right now. And then your grandmother would talk to the thing.
Yes.
Why are you being so rude?
Yeah.
That's so awesome. Oh, my Lord. That is crazy.
I remember there for a while I would text my dad, and then he would just call me. Hey, brother. Hey, Dad, I was just
This is not what we do.
I remember when I was a kid, my grandmother refused to get an answering machine. I'm like, well, what if you miss a call? She goes, they can call back.
You ever had people who would text you to say they emailed you something? Hey, I just emailed you something.
I've had people call me to tell me they sent me a text.
That is so awesome. Yeah, those are the people. You know who you guys are. So let us know what the One Hit Wonder Wednesday is. You can text.
I'm gonna come up with a good one, man.
Yeah, so One Hit Wonder.
I wasn't happy with my last outing on the One Hit Wonder Wednesday. I'm gonna have to redeem myself.
What was your pick last week?
It was that stupid Barbie song. I was in a rush.
By Aqua?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Which they were very successful.
They were successful in Europe, but that song it's the only song they ever had here.
Yeah.
You know, so but that was I thought that was a pretty good one. Speaking of success or no success, it is also a day where we take Hot Take Tuesday, and we can't have the Hot Take Tuesday today without this.
Now it's time for the Swamp Ass News Report with the weather wizard, Ken Weaver.
Boys, the National Weather Service says the heat index is going down.
All right.
We got all the way up to 104 degrees at the start of the Chad Benson show today. 2 hours and 17 minutes in, we're down to 102. Can you feel the difference?
Oh, no, because we're indoors, but I will on my walk. Yes, I will say yesterday was a little bit warmer today.
Yes, it was. I was going to tell you, boys, last night, my drive home, it is the first time this summer that my drive home was uncomfortable because of the temperature and no air conditioning in my car.
Oh, that's not good.
But a lot of that, too, was the fact that for some reason people were slowing down around the Tanger Factory Outlet Mall, and I don't know why they were slowing down. You're just crawling in traffic.
You think it was big deals going on there?
It might have been some.
It's odd that you say that because I went to see a friend in Murfreesboro last Thursday when I was on vacation, and there was a bunch of traffic going on there when I drove by it.
Yeah. I think it might be the hot, sizzling summer deals.
Woo, the Tanger Outlet's hot, sizzling summer deal.
Actually, I think, if there's just somebody off on the side of the road, for some reason, there's a group of drivers out there who want to slow down and look. Just keep going.
Yeah, there is. There's no need to look. We're all going to look at an accident that's horrific because we can't stop ourselves. So let's. Okay,
that's true. That's true.
Somebody who's pulled over because they're having engine trouble.
Yeah.
Or the car that's left there because for whatever reason they got that little, they got the little thing from the police on there,
Oh, yeah, the little toe sticker.
Yeah. You don't need to stop and look at that. You don't. Like, nothing's happening with that car. It's not going to fly over and attack you.
It should be 100% legal to slam into a rubbernecker, and it should be, insurance-wise, it's their fault.
Yeah. That's a Hot Take Tuesday.
That's a Hot Take Tuesday. Speaking of Hot Take Tuesday, we got your Hot Take Tuesday coming up. A lot of stuff still to get to. More on Israel. Some of you guys have chimed in about that. We'll touch on that a little bit. Hot Take as well. And the Boring Company, which I'm wearing the hat.
So boring.
So boring. We'll play a little bit of what the governor said, what Afton said, which I think Afton was kind of right about this. If you drive a lot, you'll understand what we're talking about. It is Chad Metz, Super Talk 99.7. Oh, the Boring Company, Governor!
The Boring Company is set to transform the airport to downtown travel experience. And for those that live here, that means that there'll be less congestion on our roads, there will be less wear and tear on our highways, and the best part of it all, it's 100% privately funded. There will be no cost to Tennessee taxpayers.
Okay. First of all, let's see.
Which means it's going to be a toll road, so what's it going to cost?
Well, and is it 2 tunnels or 1 tunnel? Do we know?
Well, you got to have the train go in both directions.
Well, that's what you would think, right? But I know in Vegas it doesn't really work. It's so okay. So what's the toll going? What's it staying? Can you park your car there, or is it someplace you go to? I mean, these all because I think the way they envision it is, you fly here, you get on it, and then you take that to what? Because if I'm going to get in an Uber, why do I want to go through a tunnel? Why can't you just take me to my hotel? It's really for the Tennessee taxpayer. It's not so much for the tourist. And it's only for electric cars. And I don't think you can take I think the way they want to work this is for the cars that drive themselves. And no offense, Tesla's not there yet. China's there. Tesla's not. Afton.
The lack of planning and participation from local electeds, and the fact that our communities have major concerns about the environmental impact, as well as the lack of accountability around this process. It just feels like a backdoor deal for billionaires while a lot of our potholes go unfilled on our streets.
We'll see about the backdoor deal. I'm sure billionaires are making out because they do. Just because, let me tell you something, guys. When people give you stuff like Facebook, everybody's, oh my God, they sold my data. You were the product, right? So when something's free, there's usually something added. But she said it at the end, potholes. Potholes. I walk to work and I see potholes everywhere. Potholes. Remember when she tried to do pot for potholes? And everybody's like, oh God, it's going to be the gateway drug.
Asphalt is the new gateway drug.
It's the gateway drug, guys. It's potholes. Because she wants to do pot for pot. So stupid. It's crazy. It is crazy. I remember a few years ago, Arnold Schwarzenegger was so upset with the potholes in California, he went out and started filling them himself on his street. And then they came and made him stop. Because he's over. They're everywhere. What if people get stoned? How'd you get into drugs? We fixed the roads.
Fixed the roads. And suddenly
And that was
I was
it.
high. I had to start smoking pot in order to be able to fix our highways.
Just, oh God, guys. Oh. So there we go. Somebody saw Elon needs to fix 65 between Saturn Parkway. He's not fixing that. So he's not fixing anything. And yes, I think they're going to be a benefit for billionaires. That's kind of what happens. But if we're not paying for it the way that people think, what does it look like? Where is it going to go? It's going to be between 5 and 10 miles. That's what we're told.
I mean, there's actually going to be a cost associated with it for the taxpayer, but in the truest sense, it's a voluntary tax because you don't have to use the tunnel. If you want to, you pay for it. And if you don't want to pay the money, just don't use it.
Yeah. There you go. And so I'm still trying to figure out, though, if I'm a tourist, because that's this is how great it's going to be for tourists. Okay, so I'm a tourist. I land here. I get off the plane. I go pick up my bags, and I get in a car, and I go to my hotel. I'm not taking the tube to the hotel. Hey, drive me around in the tube to the hotel. Or just drive me there. If you live here, then you hope there's parking so you can park your car there at a price. I'm sure somebody will for a price. I don't think it's free. And then you take it there and back. That I could see. So we'll see what it looks like. Going to be interesting. Talk a little bit about what's going on in Gaza. Also, I'm going to talk to the boys. I got a question for you because somebody hit us up with a one-hit wonder Wednesday. That is tomorrow. You text the program. Let us know what one-hit wonder you would like to hear. We're going to do one-hit wonder Wednesday. We do it every Wednesday. Talk about a song, break it down from top to bottom, some of the unique things about it you didn't know. But it's one-hit wonder, and I want to get a ruling from the guys when we come back. If you miss any of the show, we say, shame on you. This is the Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys. One Hit Wonder Wednesday is tomorrow. I need a ruling from Bell as well as a ruling from Ken. Paul Young, is he a one-hit wonder? I thought he had more hits than that.
Was he the I Go Crazy guy?
No, he's like, every time you go away, you take a piece of me with you. Ooh. So,
Does he get credit for Band-Aid?
No.
Okay.
No. Nobody gets credit. If you are in a giant, huge Band-Aid-like thing, or We Are the World, or whatever it is, you don't get credit for that. It's got to be you. Because I thought he had more hits than that. I also get him confused with Peter Gabriel sometimes.
How do you do that?
Just because they're...
Peter's weird.
Well, he's in it. Oh, you know what? Well, Paul, I know he's had big hits in England, but I think here. Because some of these bands, like even last week when we did Aqua, which was Barbie Girl, which was Ken's, Aqua's had several hits in Europe, but it's not we need one that's like a hit in America.
Well, yeah, we're talking about the American charts.
Yeah. And a vast majority of them were the only hits. So, like somebody said, "Come On, Eileen." Well, I mean, if we were going to do the world, they had other hits in Australia and huge hits in England, but "Come On, Eileen" is the one that's super famous from our good friends and yours over there at the magical world of the Dexys Midnight Runners. I have some good stories about them too. The boring companies is first of all, it's not boring. Somebody said, "Here's some fun fact. You remember when they had they had a flamethrower? You used to be able to go buy a flamethrower from them, which is, hey, that's good, right?" America. Until it gets up, until we know exactly what the plan is, it's all speculation of where it's going to go, how far it's going to go. Because everybody thinks it's going to be, well, it's going to take you here, and it's going to take you here, and it's going to be for this, and it's going to be for that. I think it'll benefit. I think it's going to have some benefits, and I'm sure it'll have some drawbacks. So, but we'll see what it looks like. Because is it 5 miles? Is it 7 miles? Is it 10 miles? Does it drop you off right in the heart of downtown? Where downtown? Does it drop you by the stadium? That's what somebody said. Well, where's it going to go? We'll see. We shall see. One hit wonder. Voices Carry, YMCA, Terry Jacks. Oh, Terry Jacks. Great song. Saigon Kick. So
the Village People were not one-hit wonders.
No, they weren't. They were not. Aldo Nova.
They had In the Navy. They had YMCA. They had, what was the other really big one they had?
And the Navy and YMCA are the only ones I know of.
God, there was another one. I forgot.
There was one other that they had that got.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name.
Yeah. They did several. They had some big stuff, right? They did. All right. So we know this. They got some big stuff. Earlier today, we were talking a little bit about Epstein and this. I don't know if she's going to testify. She's got all kinds of conditions.
Ghislaine Maxwell's attorneys have told the House Oversight Chair that their client may plead the Fifth at her deposition unless certain conditions are met. Those conditions include a grant of immunity for her testimony, a list of questions in advance, and a rescheduling of the deposition until after the Supreme Court decides her appeal. The committee has already responded, saying it won't grant Maxwell immunity, but her attorneys do lay out one more path to fulsome and even public testimony, a grant of clemency from President Trump.
Oh. If he pardons her, I'm done with him. If he gets out, if he gives her any kind of get out of jail, I'm done with him.
Macho Man.
That's right.
That was the third hit.
Macho Man. See? YMCA. You can't. Sorry, the Village People had 3 hits. Got to have just a hit. A hit. We're talking a lot, too, about what's going on in... It's almost to a famine in certain areas throughout Gaza. And, let's talk about it for real without people going, well, if it wasn't for this, if it wasn't for that. And let's have a serious conversation about us as a country. And do we want our names out there? Do we care about Israel, first of all? Why do you care about Israel? Are you like, was it Ted Cruz, right? He's all, ever since I was a kid, and I went to, no, that was a little bit more of a Graham there. But remember Ted Cruz was on with Tucker talking about like, oh, when I was a kid, I went to Sunday school and we were reading, I don't know, the Chronicles of Narnia, and it says you should be nice to the Jews. And so that's why I've made it my utmost or whatever he said. That's the most important thing to him. He said that. That's why he went to the Senate, so he could take care of Israel, which is absurd. It's absurd. It really is. No, Israel's our friend. They're our ally. And if we care about them, we'll tell them, hey, this isn't a good look. Okay? This isn't a good look. This isn't winning you any friends. The thing about Israel, for a long time, they had a lot of public support. It's not like that. And for some of you who are older, right? And by older, I mean you're not 25. You are, because if you go and look at the numbers, boomers support Israel. Gen X, kind of split. You get to millennials, not so much. And you get to Gen X and Gen Z and Alpha, and no, for a lot of reasons. Some of it is, hey, this should be about America first. We don't need to be sending billions of dollars over there to fund a war machine. And some of it is they don't like what's happening. So we can have an honest conversation. And and I care about Israel enough to know, there's a great line in a movie called Legion. You ever see the movie Legion? It was awesome. But essentially, God got mad at the world, and this one angel came down to try to stop him because he knew, what was going on and how mad God was at the world. And the other angels came to stop him. And he said to him, you guys gave him what he wanted. I want to give him what he needs. That's what we do. We need to give Israel what they need. What they need is to hear the truth, that they're losing public support, that even the average voter is getting frustrated. Trump's asking questions about the famine, saying they need to do this, this, and this, because he's seeing it. Even some of the groups in Israel that were about the war are now questioning the morality of what's going on. And for some of you who, you know what, you love Israel and this is your jam, you love Israel, you are like, kill them all, let God sort them out. That's what you really want to say, but you don't have the cojones enough to say it. But if you care about Israel, then you've got to say, all right, dude, this isn't working. This isn't working, BB. It isn't. This isn't a situation where people don't know what's going on. Now, people in Israel do. You want to know how I know? Check this out. Here's a great report. You can actually go watch the war, like from a viewpoint.
Israelis come here to look at the war, only a few miles away. It was hazy, so it was hard to see, and the steady sound of Israeli artillery was carried away on the wind. Since my last visit, vending machines have been installed if anyone needs refreshment. From here, it feels like looking out of one world into another, not distant, but remote and isolated. So, from up here, there are essentially two visions of what's happening in that world. Israel, supported by the United States, says there's plenty of food in Gaza, and if people are going hungry, that's because Hamas has been stealing it and because the UN and others have not been distributing it in the way that they should be.
And some of it is Hamas. You don't trust them. But I see these people go on and they do the usual, right? They yell at anybody who, you're an idiot, you're horrible, you're down, you sign, and the first thing they always say, you're anti-Semitic. And you're like, whatever, I'm not listening to you. You're full of crap. And they'll say something like, you don't understand. No. The world sees what's going on. They understand. Most people are smart enough to understand how awful Hamas is. But they're also smart enough to understand that you have a part to play at this moment in time. This was almost 2 years ago. You didn't get the hostages back. You were caught on a hot mic saying that your wife, they're all dead. You're not going to eliminate Hamas. If the goal, that's like saying that you're going to, you know what? We're not eating dinner until we kill every cockroach. It's not going to happen. So you're going to have to figure something else out. And this isn't it. I care enough about Israel. I care enough about the Israelis to know that Bibi's leading them down a road where this isn't working. They are their PR machine that normally is impenetrable when it comes to, being able to get anybody even side of that machine to go, oh, that's not very good. But you're seeing it now. You're seeing it. And that's not good for them. That's not. And yes, I look over there as a human being and I see kids who are dying and starving who have no idea what the hell happened. Some of them weren't even around for January 6th. That's how young some of them are. A year and a half. Some of them are 5 and 6. They have no idea what's going on. All they know is they live in the streets. Their house has been blown up. And if they're lucky, they get a little bit of food here and there. And when I hear them say, nobody's starving over there, that's a lie. Hamas stole everything. Did they? Because are you calling our government liars? Because we did our own research and 90% of it got through and Hamas didn't steal 90%. They stole 10. So somebody's lying. If we care about Israel, understand that the biggest battle they have at this moment in time isn't with the Palestinians, Hamas. It is absolutely with the public. And they're turning. And the pressure on him at home is growing. Coming up, a little crossover with our friend Matt. Still taking some of your suggestions for One Hit Wonder Wednesday. That's tomorrow. And today was Hot Take Tuesday. My hot take is grape jelly is awful. It's horrible. I only like strawberry. Bell, your hot take?
No, I was going to say we've got a name for the crossover now.
It is?
The Welcome Mat.
The Welcome Mat.
Ah, that's good.
The Welcome Mat. I like that one. What is your hot take for today?
Broadway sucks.
Broadway sucks. And he hates everybody there. And for you, my good friend Ken?
Extreme heat warnings mean you don't have to wear underwear at all.
Oh, wait. You can go commando. Try to go chili commando. Maybe put your pants inside of the fridge before you go on out there.
Yeah.
We're going to do the Welcome Mat with the Matt. Straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. Hold on here. What's it called again, guys? We got a new thing. Our crossover. What's it called?
The Welcome Mat.
The welcome. Oh, by the way.
Hey. Oh,
You've
look
been
at there.
talking about the last couple days.
Oh, you got a boring company.
No, they brought it to Dan, but Dan forgot it, so it became mine because Chris didn't want it.
You look great on it.
Thank you very much.
It looks great on you.
They're hiring, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Did you get a job?
I did not. I don't need it. I hope I have a job.
No, you do, but like maybe during the day you want to go engineer.
I would be a spokesperson for them because I love it. I love the concept, love the idea. I think people that are poo-pooing it sound like those horse and buggy people. This will never work. It's going to clog up the streets. And we aren't prepared for all of this.
How's it going to it's not above the ground.
I know. I just don't understand what people are bitching about. Like, why are people complaining? A private company is paying to do a private thing to benefit not only the private company, but also alleviate traffic in the city. I think it's great.
We'll see. What they say 2 years?
They said that they as early as fall of 26. That's a year and change. I mean, I don't know if it'll work, but I think it's great.
It's going to be interesting. I mean, it's going to be, I want to say, well, first of all, where exactly does it end up? Because everything is on paper.
It's my understanding that they are working with the boring company is working with private businesses downtown that would want to have stations. Think of it, the way that I described it yesterday, think of it like a subway with Tesla cars.
Yeah.
So you're going to have different stations where you can drop off and you'll take an elevator or an escalator up to your location like a subway.
Okay, that's cool. See, we were trying to figure all of that stuff out.
And they have to do this without city help right now because the city's being, whatever.
The city's being, because they're not a part of it. And they don't
they got asked to be a part of it.
But they don't. The thing is, the city would require a bazillion things. First of all, if the city got involved, as we all know, like California does, next thing you know, it becomes a situation where they start doing environmental impact to the point where it's just impossible. Then you got to have special.
There'd be some shrew that the
earthworm species, some rare
the wee willy winky worm was found over here, and because the wee willy winky worm is here, nobody can dig here. So all of a sudden, it doesn't go the way it's supposed to.
It's my understanding that Freddie's first reaction to it when the boring company reached out to the mayor's office in late spring or early summer of last year.
Yeah.
And his first concern was, I don't want to talk to you about any of this until I get my transit tax passed. So his first concern was the taxes.
Hey, we don't need anything that goes underground, okay? We're working on choo-choo trains and blimps.
And so, I mean, will it work? I don't know. I mean, I think that it is, I mean, it's exciting to me because it's innovative and it's new, and it's like, okay, let's think of this differently.
Oh, when I was a kid, and, I go to Disneyland all the time, the whole thought was by the year 2000, monorails were going to be everywhere.
We're all going to have
We're going to be everywhere.
Monorails.
The monorail. No, and the monorail, by the way, you're like, that's a pretty cool idea. That shouldn't be that hard to build.
But no monorails. I mean, so this is exciting because the battle was in California. He wanted to do it from L.A. to San Francisco, and, of course, I think he's doing one from L.A. to Vegas because I think a lot of people would do that. The choo-choo trains are expensive. You dig up everything. It takes forever to do. Then the unions get involved, and everybody's fat cats. Everybody gets paid, and it never, ever, and the cost always overruns. Right.
And it, like Fred, what was Freddie? How much did he want originally? Like $3 billion?
Oh, yeah.
And then it becomes $7 billion when all is said and done.
Well, and the nice thing about this project, as I understand it, is that if the cost overruns happen, I ain't paying for it. You're not paying for it. They're paying for it. So
that would be
great.
Awesome.
I mean, and the state, I mean, what the state is giving up, they're giving right of access. And so what you have to believe is that the state, and here's where the trust factor to me comes in, is that you have to believe that the Department of Transportation in the state is doing its due diligence to make sure that Elon's not going to build a tunnel that goes kablooey and sinks.
Well,
and,
that's not going to be good. And that's not good for him either. It's not good for anybody.
No, heck no. I mean, yesterday on this show, and there's a legitimate concern about, well, it rains a lot more in the state of Tennessee, but these things are reportedly waterproof. The tunnels are waterproof, so that you wouldn't have to worry about flooding within the tunnels. Because you don't worry about that in Las Vegas, but you might have to worry about that in Tennessee.
The Vegas one is
you don't have to worry about it between London or England and France.
Well, that's true.
Yeah, because you're already under the water, though. So it's pretty good. And no, you can't see fish.
Apparently, the big deal, as I've done the research, and am I a cheerleader for Boring Company? Maybe. I suppose you could call me that. But my understanding is that the innovative way that they bore through rock and they set the tunnel with the same machine.
It is like if you get a main line in nowadays, they can bust through your old main line, and as they're pulling it through, they leave something behind it.
Right.
That makes
that is the new thing.
Yeah, so it's the new thing. So
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's supposed to be pretty cool. I'm excited about it. We'll see. Again, as the old Chinese farmer would say, we'll see. Coming up, the welcome mat is over. It's just Matt now.
It's just
you guys have a good one. We'll do it again tomorrow.